You know how some songs just feel like they belong to a specific time? But what happens when a modern artist takes a 30-year-old classic and turns it into a #1 hit all over again? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
You know these words. I mean, they practically define the faith of an entire generation. But let's be real, in the world of music, things move so fast. So what does it take to make something so classic feel completely brand new?
Today, we're unpacking the incredible story of how Phil Wickham took the late Rich Mullins' legendary song Awesome God and didn't just cover it, he completely reinvented it for a whole new era. To really get how this all happened, you've got to understand the guy behind the music. So who is Phil Wickham, and what was it about his journey that prepared him to take on something so massive?
See, for Phil Wickham, music wasn't just a career he fell into. It was basically in his DNA. He was born to worship leaders, and by the time he was just 13, he was leading music himself. And that deep, lifelong connection to church music, it's absolutely crucial to this whole story.
All right, so we had this incredible foundation. But how did he go from leading his youth group to becoming one of the most influential voices in contemporary Christian music? A huge part of it was crafting a sound that was just uniquely him. And when you listen to his stuff, you can hear it, right? It's this powerful combination, that incredible, soaring high tenor voice, lyrics that have real theological depth, and this joyful, high-energy pop sound. He writes these huge anthems that are just made for thousands of people to sing together.
And let me tell you, that style works. It's been massively successful. Long before he even thought about Awesome God, he'd already written huge anthems like This Is Amazing Grace, which went certified platinum. So the point is, he was already a huge deal in the genre.
But you know, the path wasn't always smooth. Back in 2014, he faced something that could have ended it all: vocal cord surgery. He was literally forced into silence and faced the very real possibility that he might never sing again. He's talked about how that whole experience totally deepened both his faith and, of course, his music.
And really, that whole journey, the highs and the lows, it all brings us to what might be his boldest move yet, taking on a song that, for many people, is basically sacred ground. And I really want to set the stage here. Awesome God isn't just some old song. It was written by the legendary Rich Mullins, and its simple, powerful chorus became the soundtrack for a generation's entire faith journey. Seriously, to even touch this song, you're messing with a piece of history.
But here's the kicker. Wickham didn't just do a cover. He didn't just grab a modern guitar and re-record it. No way. He took a much, much bigger risk. He basically decided to rebuild the entire thing from the ground up.
So what did he do? Well, he kept that legendary chorus, you have to, but then he wrote brand new verses that really anchor the song right in the gospel story. And then, musically, he swapped out those classic 80s synths for this massive, modern, just stadium-sized sound. He kept the song's heart, but gave it a powerful new voice. And these new lyrics, they're a perfect example of what he was doing. They take that big, powerful idea of an awesome God, and they ground it right in the specific story of the cross and the resurrection, which gives this incredible new foundation leading into that chorus we all know and love.
Okay, so he took this huge risk. Why did it pay off so spectacularly? I mean, why did this thing just explode? Well, the answer really is all about its incredible power to bridge the gap between the past and the present.
And when I say it exploded, the numbers don't lie. They really speak for themselves. His version didn't just hit #1 on the Christian charts, it also landed Phil Wickham his first ever entry on the Billboard Hot 100. That's huge. It proves this song crossed over way beyond its original audience.
So, when you break it all down, what's the secret sauce here? For older listeners, it hits that powerful note of nostalgia. For a younger audience, the modern sound and the new verses make it feel like their own. It's a total masterclass in how you blend powerful history with that immediate modern energy.
And you know, this wasn't some arrogant move, like he thought he could do it better. Actually, Wickham himself has said he was super nervous about even touching it, genuinely afraid that he might ruin a classic. And that just shows you the level of respect and care he brought to the whole project.
So in the end, what this project really does is it shows Wickham as more than just a songwriter. It kind of positions him as a steward, you know? He didn't try to replace the old song, he just introduced it to a new generation. And in doing so, he bridged this massive gap.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. What really makes a song timeless? Is it that it stays exactly the same, perfectly preserved? Or is it timeless because it has the power to be reborn over and over for each new generation that discovers it?